Obviously, a frustrating week for Anthony. First time in my life I ever got hurt significantly. I had a couple of broken ribs, broken elbow, partially collapsed lung, and a smashed up wrist. Now, when I left the emergency room the other night, the doctor didn't think I would need an operation. He thought my wrist would heal up. By the time I got to the surgeon, quite a different verdict to come down. Your wrist is really smashed up. You're going to need an operation. We're going to have to put pins in it. 6 weeks, the pins and the cast comes off. 8 weeks, you should be recovering. I'm going to take those 2 weeks in between 6 and 8 and start physio. I'm going to start physio as soon as I can, because on the 9th week, that's when all the fireworks start here at the stable. That's when all the stakes start. I want to, and it will be my promise to you, that I will be in the race bike in Ohio and Pennsylvania on stake week number 1. Very important to me, very important to everybody. And I'm going to make it happen. So going to take a lot of work. I need to rest a lot more. I spent a lot of time at the track yesterday watching the qualifiers, and then today watching them go. I can tell by the time I'm leaving my arm. Now, I haven't taken any painkillers, but I can tell my arm's starting to hurt a little bit by the end of the morning. It's 1:30 now. I haven't had any painkillers since 6 o'clock this morning. So wrist is throbbing a little bit, but it's healing. It's healing. So that's that. Sunshine's Finest got smashed up too. He's been in the university all week. He's coming back Monday. Some severe lacerations, punctured joint. No infection set in, so thank you very much, University of Guelph. Great job with our horse. He does have a fragment. Now, he doesn't. Does he have a broken cannon bone? Yes-ish. He had a gouge, I think, from the shaft of the sulky. Puncture, knock out a piece, a fragment of cannon bone. Too small to screw, too big to take out. I don't know where that leaves us. Do they put it back in? Is it back in and it mends? I apologize to the owners of Sunshine's Finest. I've given you updates and they've been vague, but I've given you all I got, right? The surgeons have told me the same thing I'm telling you. They were terribly concerned about infection. He's out of the woods, they believe, infection-wise. They're going to send him back home for a week or two. And then when they heal up all those cuts, and I haven't seen the cuts. He headed that direction to the university, and I headed that direction to the hospital. I haven't seen Sunshine's Finest since the accident. And we have to heal up those wounds, and then we're going to deal with that fragment. Obviously, this is going to take time. So Sunshine's Finest is injured. I'm injured. Hopefully we can heal up together. And that is that. Not an Angel got injured yesterday in her schooler. Not as serious as either myself or Sunshine's Finest, but we're trying to properly diagnose exactly what it is. I thought for sure the way it blew up quickly and she was lame on it, that it was a broken bone. They x-rayed all her bones from her ankle below yesterday. Nothing there. So they thought maybe it was a suspensory. I didn't think it was, but it could have been. I'm a little torn. Do I want it to be soft tissue that we can cryo? It's not up high, it's down low. There's a lot of supporting cast, if you will. There's a very strong supporting cast in that area. So do I want it to be a suspensory down low? Or do I want it to be a bone where the line just hasn't shown up yet? I don't know. It's something. There's something there. Left hind on Not an Angel. Left front on Ivanka was bothering her a bit last week. We had the vet look at it. She really couldn't find anything. She's going out to Illinois right away with Lincoln James. Angie and Rob, for the second year in a row, I'm sending you lame horses. So sorry. But Ivanka's going to need patched up. Lincoln James is good. Just going to need to maintain him. He's going to do some good for Angie and Rob and for the stable in Illinois. And Not an Angel will not be joining them right away. And then the filly trained well today, though. Olympic hopeful. She trained well today, so that's good. That's a positive thing. In the racing this week, I was happy with what I saw from Time Al Houdini. Very happy. What about Yes? finishing second in the final of Scarlet and Gray. Looked great. West 52nd, finishing third. Driven a little hard. I talked to Josh after. Can't drive. Can't come first over with West 52nd. You're going to have to spot him in a better place where you can either sit in or you can follow cover, but no first overs with him. Now, Josh is going to get the call on those horses on Sunday. Whether he keeps those drives is completely up to him. Obviously, when I get back, he won't have them. But until I get back, James has been lobbying also. He said, I would have went to Ohio. Okay, but you can't always go to Ohio. And Josh went with them and knows them. So, and Josh is a good driver. For a couple of people that said, I don't know who Josh Sutton is. He's always been one of the leading drivers in Ohio the last little while. I think Josh does a pretty good job. Those horses are racing on Sunday. See You in Tuscany tonight. I had an exchange a little bit with one of our partners of See You in Tuscany. Little upset that he raced poorly his last start, but pace 52, his first start back. See You in Tuscany's not, he just isn't a Sire Stakes horse this year, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Sire Stakes horses are going to go in 50, 51 every week. See You in Tuscany hopefully can race well in the Buckeye Series. Those are tough horses. It's like saying, oh, he's a grassroots horse. The Golds here in Ontario are tough. Sire Stakes in Pennsylvania are tough. Sire Stakes in Ohio are tough. There's no cakewalks anywhere in North America anymore. I just want our horses to be competitive. And See You in Tuscany's mile the other day, that's a little unfair. He flipped his pallet. He was beaten badly. I saw it. You saw it. Everybody saw it. It's not his fault. So we injected his pallet. He's going to race this week. He's going to race tonight. We put a choke plate on him. We're going to tie his tongue out. We're going to work with him. And I think you'll see a better. Hopefully, I'd love to see him win, but I just want to see him be competitive tonight in the Buckeye Series. So See You in Tuscany, I'll admit, you're right. He did not get off to a great start. But it's a long year, and it's a long way between now and Harrisburg, or now and the end of the year, or we'll see what this horse turns into. And, jumping ship and saying I want out right now is fair. You can do that. That's why we have the market. You can do that easily. And I'm happy to work with anybody that wants to dump shares in horses. If they're affordably priced, sure, I'll help you out if I can. Absolutely, I always will. But, being too concerned just yet about any of those horses is a bit unfair. So I feel your pain. I understand where you're coming from. I'm not going to dismiss the fact that See You in Tuscany has struggled. But at the same time, I'll walk in your shoes, you walk in mine. See You in Tuscany's a nice colt. He proved it last year. He already paced in 52 this year. Let him find his spot in Ohio. And then we'll worry about what we're going to do with See You in Tuscany. So that's that. Obviously, the White Tiger making a break was a shock and a bit of a kick in the nuts, but it was a kick in the wrist. It was a kick. It hurt. I was frustrated when I saw him make a break on the front end, everything going his own way. So James is going to have to qualify him in a little more stern fashion, but not too hard, and we're not going to Pennsylvania Saturday. So it's kind of like the three bears in the porridge, right? Not too fast, not too slow, just right. And we'll be heading to Pennsylvania next Saturday. I'd love to see White Tiger, Simba, Casanova's Jewel, maybe even just a tad, head to Pennsylvania on Saturday. I've solved our issue with Pennsylvania, by the way. I apologize for not updating you quicker. Tim Twaddle is going to be down as trainer on White Tiger, just a tad, Casanova's Jewel, and Stonebridge Simba next Saturday. The only one going for sure right now is Stonebridge Simba. Casanova's Jewel and White Tiger have to qualify on Monday. They have to look impressive enough to think that they can race in the Sire Stakes or the Stallion Series. The argument on the other side of that for White Tiger is it's a long year. Do I really want to qualify on Monday, race him Saturday? No. I will if everything falls in place, because he's got 3 weeks to the next one. Then there's an entire gap of nothing in July. So, yeah, we can race him, I suppose. Casanova's Jewel has to qualify. I think he's sitting on a big mile, this colt. I love this colt. And then the other colt, too, just a tad. Who knows? I mean, I'm going to try and not... I almost don't want to watch the race tonight, to be honest. I almost don't want to watch him race. But we'll see how just a tad does tonight. 2 trips. Colin Kelly's going to go last mile with him. It doesn't matter. It's almost impossible to gauge him from it's almost impossible to gauge him from going a mile with him. Say, okay, we need the hobbles loose or more tight. It's so hard. Just a Tad's a bit of an enigma. A bit of an enigma to drive. So I don't know. James knows him though. So, unless he looks horrendous tonight, we might take him, give him a shot. Because there might be somebody that might want to buy him, right? And Just a Tad's got a little bit of money made. He's got a mark of 2-1.5 now. He's trotted in 58 or 59 at Mohawk. He's got a lot going on for him too, this Colt. I like him. And I think he might get a shot next Saturday. In a perfect world, I think you'll see White Tiger, Stonebridge Simba, Casanova's Jewel, and Just a Tad, trained by Tim Twaddle, driven by James McDonald next Saturday. Next Friday, I'm flying to the Meadowlands. I'm going to be in the sulky with my broken hand. Not literally in a sulky. I'm not ready to do that. But I'm going to be in the sulky in the show. I'm going to fly to the Meadowlands, do a little PR for our open house, see if we can get some eyeballs on the stable and what we're doing. I think then, again, we're talking about a perfect world. I'm going to fly to Pennsylvania, spend the night there, relax. I'm not allowed in the jacuzzi. I don't know how I'm going to relax, just lay down and go to sleep, I guess. Get James to pick me up on the way to the Meadows. Watch James win 4 races would be good. And then drive immediately back to Ontario because we have our... I don't think I can make our client dinner, but Kelly and Amy is definitely going to be in charge of all that. Client dinner at Flamborough, and we're also going to be racing horses in the SBOA next Saturday. We're going to have Dance Hall Babe and Warwee Ultra in the SBOA. So next weekend's going to be incredibly tough for me. Everybody's saying take it easy, take it easy. I'm trying to, but at the same time, 1, I'm not wired that way. 2, my wrist, everything, it hurts a little bit today, but I'm taking it easy. But I am going to fly to the Meadowlands. I am going to do, hopefully, some press at Mohawk this week. Thursday would be good. Friday at the Meadowlands. Be in Pennsylvania on Saturday. I don't know them well enough there. It'd be great if I could get on their show there. I don't know if I can or not. I have no idea. And then come back Sunday for our big open house. I saw some really talented horses go today. Where the hell did Need Your Opinion come from? She was awesome today. Need Your Opinion was very, very good today. I love when these horses just jump up out of nowhere. It happens every year, and it just brings a smile to my face. I'm watching the filly train that I know I own none of. And I have a smile on my face ear to ear. Smile for you, Matt, because you hung in there, sent the filly to us that I told you we probably couldn't sell shares of because her breeding was so bad. She would have to sell them herself. Now she's in a position to sell them herself, and I wouldn't sell them if I were you. That's how good she was today. So it brings a smile to my face, obviously, and a little frown. I had to watch Johan make a break today. I had to watch White Tiger make a break the other day. I had to watch, a wreck from 10 feet in the air and then hit the ground last Thursday. It's been a tough thing to watch. But gotta look on the bright side. I said this the other day. If James had been driving Sunshine's Finest like he should have been, he would have missed the World Driving Championship. And James is built like paper mache. He would have been parts of him all over the track. But James, it would have been devastating for his driving career to go through what I just went through. And I don't want to get hurt. But if it come down to me or him right now, I guess I'd rather it be me. Because I'll survive. We'll all survive. The stable will go on without Anthony right now. But James would have been in an extremely bad place had that been him the other day. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to give you a video here in a minute that's going to show you what took place today. I watched all the sets go. I'll give you a play-by-play of what took place and who did what. Knockdown Dragout looked incredible. You're going to find that out in a minute. You see that every week. Yours, if you want it, wow. He looked unbelievable. He is completely crazy. I'm certain he has at least one, if not multiple, disorders in his mind. But he is fast. he looked like a man amongst boys today. Now, mind you, mildly retarded man. I was trying not to say the word retarded. I apologize. I just couldn't. Mildly retarded man against boys. But, man, oh man, he looked good. And on the Philly side, on the Payson side, the same Phillies looked great. You know, Miss Brampton Beast looked good. Wiggle Delight looked good. I'm missing one. Who's the other? Inland Beach looked good. I'm still missing one. Anyway, but they didn't want any part of Need Your Opinion today. Here's a Philly. Here is Rudy. Came from nowhere. Nobody knows anything about her because nobody paid attention to her. Why would you? She was extraordinary. Not extraordinary. She was extraordinary her entire life up until now. Her breeding, her composure. She's not big. She's small. She's a blocky filly that's built well. But she was a tiny little runt with bad breeding when she showed up here at TheStable.ca last October. And now she just beat our best horses and made them like it. And I couldn't be happier. So happy for Kevin. So happy for Matt. And happy for the filly. I love horses. You guys know how much I love horses that are overachievers. And there may never have been a bigger overachiever step foot on this track than Need Your Opinion. And I am so happy for Matt and Kevin and the filly. Just a great day for them. Still a long way to go. But heading into the open house, some kind of promising. So, big day here at the stable. It's done now. 2 o'clock. I'm leaving. Going home. Going to have a nap. A long nap. I might drop into Mohawk tonight. I got to pick up some stuff. I have to checks, and I have to talk to some of the drivers. Make sure they're coming next Sunday. Huge announcement. Well, you guys are going to know before this video. Daniel Dubé is coming. Daniel Dubé is going to be here to go with some of our babies next Sunday morning. I'd love to say he's coming just for me, but I've known Dan for 2 decades. When I was a groom in Montreal, he was just getting started. Couldn't speak a word of English. Just had moved to Montreal from Quebec. I moved from Montreal to Montreal from Windsor and PEI. I was a 20-year-old kid, and Daniel Dubé drove the horses of the stable I worked for, and I got to know Dan pretty good, and obviously I've known him for a long time, and I had seen him here the other day going with Luke Blaze horses because Bob McClure is down, and I said, hey, if you're here on Mondays, why don't you come next Sunday? I said, you know, I know Scott DiDomenico has a horse here in Really Blue Chip, and we have some other New York horses you might be interested in going with. He drives in the New York Sire Stakes program. He said, yeah, I'll come. And Dan's always like that, you know, just a great guy. He said he'd come. I was a little surprised he said yes, but very, very happy. Obviously, we got James, Mario are going to be here. Louis Philippe Waugh hasn't quite committed. He said he thinks he can. His parents are coming to visit. If they get here in the afternoon, he'd be happy to drone in the morning. So I don't know if that's an easy cop-out or not, but Louis a possibility. I think we had 5 or 6 drivers lined up already. I'd like to cement that list and then the set list by tomorrow night. So great day today. Pretty good week in racing. Yeah, I'm a little banged up, but I'm still in great spirits. I'll be fine. Wouldn't have it any other way, I guess. It's the way it is. You know, I'm a firm believer in fate. And it is what it is. 8 weeks, we'll be back in the saddle, so to speak, and it'll be right on time for a great summer for TheStable.ca. Anyway, thanks everybody again. I keep saying it. Thank you for the well wishes. I hear them all. I see them all, and it's very uplifting. Warms my heart. Thank you very much, and I will be in touch with everybody this week. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope you all had a great week. Take care.